All right, thank you, Jim. New this morning, Congressman Anthony Weiner could be thinking about resigning this morning. That's all according to the New York Daily News. Now, the Democrat is not going to be on Capitol Hill this morning. Congressman Weiner is asking for a leave of absence to get professional treatment after he was caught sending lewd pictures and texts to women around the country. Speaking of sexting, it could cost Congressman Weiner his job, but teens who are caught doing the same thing could end up behind bars branded as sex offenders. Now, lawmakers here in Florida and all around the country are thinking about adjusting child porn laws to prevent minors who were caught sexting from facing serious punishments. And right now, Governor Rick Scott has a bill on his desk that would make it a misdemeanor and not a felony. And the Congressman Weiner scandal is part of a bigger problem that affects just about anybody, not just public figures. So what do you need to do to protect your reputation online, also in real life? Joining us now live, technology expert Hap Aziz. Hap, thanks so much for coming in.
It's good to be here, Mike.
Okay, so let's talk about Facebook and Twitter. What are some of the things that people really need to do or not to do when you have any of those accounts?
Well, there are several things that you can do, that a person can do to protect him or herself. One is obviously use a strong, secure password. Don't use easily guessable passwords that somebody could figure out about you. Don't use the same password across all accounts. But more importantly, when using these services in a public place, if you can avoid it, don't use public Wi-Fi. That's easy to hack into your account with tools that people can use on their own cell phones.
Okay, when you talk about public Wi-Fi, you're talking about on your cell phone, so use the 3G or 4G networks for your cell phone?
That is correct. So if you're at a coffee shop that offers free Wi-Fi, don't use the free Wi-Fi. If you have a smartphone with internet access, use the phone's phone connection.
And Hap, what about at home? Because a lot of people, their neighbors might be stealing their Wi-Fi because their accounts aren't secure. And I know that's led to some problems with people downloading like porn and child porn and that kind of thing, and then they think that the neighbor did it when it was somebody else.
That is correct. A lot of people are actually borrowing their neighbor's Wi-Fi. What you can do is you can secure your Wi-Fi with passwords, but that's not a great protection. If at all possible, use a wired connection. Use an Ethernet cable from your router to your actual device that you're accessing the internet on.
Interesting. So the wireless connection is not necessarily foolproof.
That's right. That's the one that's the most problematic.
Okay, so get an Ethernet. You also say don't send anything to anyone that you wouldn't want being seen by somebody else.
Well, that's just common sense, right? If you know that somebody's going to be looking at your communications at some point in the future, certainly you have motivation to keep it clear. But even if you don't know, you want to make sure that you're just conducting yourself above reproach. If you look at the emails that came out for Sarah Palin recently, nobody's been able to find anything tremendously embarrassing in there. They see just a normal politician doing her business.
You also say never reply all in email communications, just specifically manually put it in.
That's right. That's something that can get a lot of people into, not into dangerous trouble, but sometimes some embarrassment, especially if it's a work-related email and you're a supervisor and you're discussing the performance of somebody on your team and you hit reply all and that member of the team gets the message.
Assume that everybody can see it. And also you say, let's say you do that, you make a mistake. There are ways, though, on Facebook and on Twitter to recall that message?
Yes. Facebook and Twitter both allow you the capability to erase a message you've sent. The challenge is if somebody has seen it already and reposted it, retweeted it, forwarded it to someone else, you cannot recall that. So if you've sent something in the middle of the night and you realize you shouldn't have, you can retract it, and hopefully not a lot of people have seen it. But then again, if you're somebody like Anthony Weiner, there are people purposefully following you, hoping that you'll trip up, and so it's really tough to recall something you've done then.
Technology expert Hap Aziz, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amy.
All right, thanks you guys. She survived a shot to the head, and now after